Hi guys, my name is Lana Bugela. I'm a hypnotherapist and a specialist in subconscious mind. And today I'm so happy to share with you 15 laws of our subconscious mind. This is so important to know because if you know those 15 laws, you know when to use them, how to use them, and you also know how is your subconscious mind working because these laws are real. Our subconscious mind follows them. Whether you want them or don't want, they are there. And your subconscious mind is the one who rules the world, literally. Now, I mean it. Your subconscious mind is in charge. You may think that it is you who is making all those decisions, but no. This is your subconscious mind. For example, let me give you an example here before we begin. You want to lose weight and you think that it is your decision, but actually you want to lose weight because your subconscious mind feels like you don't fit in. And if you feel that you don't fit in, you will find a way because it is so important for your subconscious mind to keep you safe, to keep you alive, and fitting in. It is the most important thing for a human being because if we don't fit in, we have all those problems. And those problems are depression and self-hate and a lot of more. And even those problems can go into some complicated scenarios when people became aggressive, when people start to be hateful to others. Or, for example, we can become people pleasers when we feel that we don't fit in. So it is so profoundly important to understand for what is your subconscious mind there, how is your subconscious mind operating. And these laws are actually the key for you to understand yourself better. And as I said, you can skip them and just say, okay, I don't want to know that, I just don't care, but it's your decision not to do that, but they are still there. So, like there is a proverb in my native Ukrainian language, there is a proverb that says that if you don't know the law, it is not making you free of the consequences. So you still need to face the consequences. Even if you come to the court and say, okay guys, I didn't know that there is such a law not to steal, so I stole, and you won't be set free because they will say, okay, but not knowing the law, it's not the case when you can just mess around with that and say, okay, I'm not guilty, I didn't know the law and just whatever and move on. So guys, you need to know those laws. Anyways, they are there and they are working, and let's get into it. Let's jump right in. So the first law that I want you to know is, I think, the most simple law, and I think maybe you already heard about this law, but the thing is that we don't pay attention to that because it's that simple. That simple that we think, okay, who cares? So, the law states this: our subconscious mind is educated by repetition. So, it's about us also. To learn how to ride a bike, you need to ride it several times. To learn how to use foreign language, or some new vocabulary for a foreign language. So to do that, so I've done that a lot because English is not my native language. My native language is Ukrainian, sorry. So for me, it was like a time in my childhood, in my school, where I learned French, German, English, and all the time I caught myself there that I need to learn the vocabulary, and to learn that vocabulary, I really need to repeat those words over and over and over and over and over again till I'm sick of those words. Who can relate? Again, maybe you're not familiar with learning some foreign language, but you are familiar with, for example, you learned to cook something. Like when you were a kid, you didn't know how to cook, but then your mom or your caregiver showed you that, for example, to make an omelette, you need to do this and that with eggs. And for the first time you did it, it was a mess. So you couldn't do that perfect sunny side eggs or that perfect omelette that looks nice. But with repetition, you understood that you are getting better and better. So there is a proverb in English: practice makes perfect. Okay, we don't want to be perfect, obviously. Maybe in some ancient times we wanted that, yeah, and we were taught like perfect, you need to be perfect and so on. But with the growth of different disorders, mental disorders, we understand that our wish to be perfect is not healthy. So we are not saying right now that you need to practice in order to be perfect, but you need to practice in order to gain a skill. So in order to gain a skill, you really need to do it several times. So basically, you need to say here, oh my God, that's so obvious. What is she talking about? So let's now get back to our subconscious mind. So it is learned, it is educated by repetition. What do I mean? If your mom, when you were a kid, continued to tell you, you are stupid, 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 useless, pointless creature, why on earth did I give birth to you? If you heard that several times, then you know now why do you have low self-esteem, even after working with your psychiatrist for a long time, being in therapy for a long time, or like, I don't know, going to some new courses, and you're still there, like still feeling like a shit. Why? Because your subconscious mind learns by repetition, like your body, like your mind. So everything in our world is, you can relate to this law, because it's not only about subconscious mind. But what I want to emphasize, what I want to stress here, I want to stress that idea that people often think that, well, it's something so obvious that I don't need to pay attention to that, but you need. So if your subconscious mind learns by repetition, what are those words that you are repeating every day? When you are late, what do you say to yourself? When you fail, what do you say to yourself? When you are lazy and you, I don't know, just stay on a couch watching Netflix, binge on several TV shows and whatsoever, what do you say to yourself? Even not in the words, there are some words in our mind that can raise, like we can say, okay, I'm a lazy couch potato. How am I like doing that? Why? I need to go outside to have some walk. So these are words, but also we are communicating with the state. I think now I'm the one who teaches the state. So the inner state. So when we experience some state, that is also a communication inside of us. We communicate. This is the reaction to our own actions. So if we are lazy on a couch, binging on TV shows, and we have that inner state of guilt, inner state of, like we are miserable, like we are losers. And that state, you even can be there without saying any word. And that state communicates with your subconscious mind and reinforces the inner belief about you. So you can have there a belief like, I'm useless, because your mom kept on telling you that over and over again. So obviously your subconscious mind learned by repetition. So if the caregiver who is responsible for my life, for my well-being, if she is so mean to me, that means that I deserve it. That's how our subconscious mind works in our childhood, I mean. So we think I deserve it, that means that I'm really like that, and if it is so, then it probably means that I will be like that all the time of my life. I will be like that, period. And when we are grown-ups, and when we are watching TV, and we even can tell ourselves, I deserve that. I deserve that day off. I need to stay on the couch. I need to take it slow. I need to slow down because I'm very stressed at my work and whatsoever. And we really can allow ourselves to do that. But our inner state is, I'm guilty. I'm useless. I'm a couch potato and I'm miserable. I'm a loser. And that state, despite all of the words in our head, communicates with our subconscious mind and reinforces that belief that our mom gave to us, repeating those things. By those examples, guys, I don't mean that our parents are bad. I don't mean that you should be like, oh my God, she was so mean to me, I need to hate her. No. These are only examples. It could be not your mom. It could be your grandma. It could be your friends. It could be your, I don't know, teacher, dad. And it could be anyone. And I'm not saying that all moms are bad or all dads are bad. Actually, it's us who made those conclusions. I'm not saying anything good or bad. I'm just giving you those examples for you to understand your own subconscious mind better, to communicate with yourself in a better, more profound way. So, our subconscious mind learns by repetition. And sorry if I'm so emotional here, I'm so excited to share all that with you because actually I did it in Ukraine and I have a big channel, and those 15 laws of subconscious mind that I told in my Ukrainian YouTube channel, they went viral. A lot of people watched them and they thanked me for those videos. That's why I'm so excited to share this in English. I hope you find this useful too. Just try to open up to what you hear right now and like not to be picky about my words and saying, okay, but my mom was good and my dad was good and like it was my grandma, so I don't relate to that. No, try to just hear the law itself and try to, while watching this video, to apply it to your own life, like to think, okay, and how this law is represented in my own life. Okay, how am I feeling about this law and my body? Do I learn by repetition? Okay, and what about my mind? Does it learn by repetition? Okay, and if my subconscious mind learns by repetition, how does it happen? Exactly in my life. Not in someone else's life, but in mine. So, okay, I listen to this example from the video. Okay, and do I have it in my life? If no, why? If yes, why? How can I relate? And so on. So try to be more open to what I'm trying to tell you here. So guys, it happens like that, but it's like, you know, we can feel a little bit bad about that. So like, you know, while our subconscious mind plays the trick with us, but our body, for example, trains to ride a bike. So it's like something positive, yeah? And it is something negative about learning by repetition, like how bad we are. But it's not the case. I want to put all the emphasis on their places. So our body can also learn negative stuff by repetition. So try to smoke. No, don't try to smoke. Try to think about that. Okay, if you are a smoker, or if you used to smoke in your previous life, I was a smoker when I was like 20, 21, 22, like for several years I used to smoke. So I can relate to that. First time I tried a cigarette, I felt so much disgust. You know, it was, how people do that. And later I got used to it more and more and more. And there were days when I just woke up and I ran to the balcony and I got my cigarette and like I had a shaky hand, like, yeah, oh so tasty. Can you imagine that? I went from, whoa, I can puke right now. I went from that state to, oh, so tasty. Can you imagine that? So our body learns by repetition. If you can't relate with this example, so you can relate with sugar. When you try to eat sugar less, you start to feel that craving, yeah? So your body gets used to having sugar every day on an everyday basis, and when you cut it out, you start to feel like, oh my God, I get used to it so much. So it's also about repetition, and it's negative and positive, doesn't matter. Our body learns by repetition, our mind learns by repetition. So our mind learns some good things by repetition. It can be like, a foreign language, and it can be also when our mind learns by repetition when we are, for example, let me think about something negative in our mind. We get used to forget people's names. That's also a repetition. So we just don't pay attention to people's names. And when we meet people, we just again say, okay, I don't remember their name, whatever. Instead of trying another strategy, for example, to name a person back right away. For example, you meet a person and she says like, hi, my name is Kayla. And you say, okay, hi Kayla, my name is Lana. Yes, you just repeat, give it back. So this way our mind learns, because it learns by repetition. So this is another strategy. And previous strategy was like to ignore completely the name. It's also a negative repetition. So if you are repeatedly ignoring someone's names, then you will do it over and over again. So it's like a negative side of this law. And let's get back to subconscious mind. So you can learn by repetition to feel bad and to communicate with yourself and with your own subconscious mind in a quite not healthy way. You know, that state of guilt when I was talking about the couch and binging on Netflix. So it's like a negative side of is there an idiom, negative side of an egg? I don't know. It just popped up into my mind, but doesn't matter. Like a negative side. But on a bright side, yeah, this idiom exists in English. So on a bright side, we can, by repetition, learn something good about ourselves. So if you continue to tell yourself that you are good enough, that you are imperfectly perfect, if you would repeat that, I'm doing a great job, I'm doing a great job here. Guys, right now I'm repeating in my mind to myself, I'm talking to an audience on a foreign language for me because I'm a native speaker of Ukrainian, and now I'm talking English and I'm doing a great job. I don't have any subtitles. I'm doing it in one cut, you know, like in one video, and well, it's a great job. And I had like thousands of clients before I came to you telling all that. So I've checked my statements. I have a backup in the form of my clients, of my work, of even like, you know, some, I wanted to say investigations, but that's not about that, about research. Yeah, there is a lot of, there is a big amount of research about our subconscious mind and its ability to learn by repetition. So I have a backup, and I'm really proud of myself that I'm doing it right now, actually. So, you know, if I repeat to myself that I'm doing a great job, I continue to do a great job. I don't stutter and like, yeah, and start to record over and over again, because I don't need to, because I'm telling to myself that I'm doing a great job, and I really believe in that. So that's the case when we can relearn our subconscious mind. So using this law, you are actually in charge. So what I mean by that? I mean by that if you don't know this law and if you ignore it, your subconscious mind will anyway learn by repetition. So, but it will learn some negative things and you will not benefit from that. But if you know that law, you can use this law in your advantage. How can you use that law in your advantage? Well, you can, as I said, prove to yourself that you are good enough. You can tell to yourself that you're doing a great job. You can tell to yourself that actually you are a rock star and you are rocking this world and you rule this world. And well, things will get better and better because you will feel like that and your state will change, and you are communicating with your subconscious mind not only with the words in your head but also with the state that it is there inside of you. Of course, to believe in what you are saying, you need actually to get rid of limiting beliefs on the way of that statement that you are trying to cement in your subconscious mind. For example, if you want to cement in your subconscious mind the statement that you are good enough, that you are like, I'm good enough, that's it, I'm good enough. If you want to cement that statement there is a very important thing. You need to remove everything opposite. Like if there is a statement, a belief from your mom that you are like nothing but a piece of shit, I'm sorry, I'm just saying those words for you to click there, to have that clink and like, yeah, I can relate. So you need to remove all that shit from your subconscious mind. Sorry for my French. And of course, when you do that, you have a clean path to your subconscious mind and that new statement that you can cement there. The statement like, I'm good enough for that. So, but that is the topic of another law of the subconscious mind. We'll get back to that, don't hurry up. So let me summarize, let me give you one more time the idea of this law. This law is there whether you believe in it or not, and your subconscious mind runs due to this law. So your subconscious mind uses this law in order to operate for your safety and security and well-being. That is also sometimes very questionable, but in next laws we will get back to that topic also. So your subconscious mind operates out of this law, and if you don't take it into consideration, you will be in the place where you will learn all the bad stuff. That's how it is. But if you take an advantage of this law, you can unlearn those bad habits, bad decisions, bad beliefs, and reprogram your subconscious mind by consistent repetition. Repetition is a key. So, guys, if you liked this video, if it was useful for you, please give me thumbs up. This is a very important question for me because I need to know that I'm doing that not in vain, but you still there, you listen to it and you benefit from it. This is my point. Because as I said, a lot of people, they benefit from that in Ukrainian account, and I just need to make sure that here I'm also useful. And please write me down your thoughts in the comments. I will be so happy to answer them. I promise I'm answering all the comments that I see after this video is posted. For some period of time, I go there and I just read all the comments that are there. Please leave me the comments, and I would like you to I would like to see you in my next video. Thank you for your attention, and what? I want to create some ending, like, but now I couldn't think of it. But I think when there will be a perfect ending, like something catchy, it will be here. But for now, just bye-bye.